Hello and welcome to the Living Life Differently podcast. We are the Mahojos. I'm Amy.
And I'm Ali, and we live in a static caravan on a farm in South Wales with our son Ollie and our dog Dizzy.
We're currently on a year off together, waiting patiently to get going on a European campervan adventure.
In the meantime, we decided to set up this podcast to share stories of women who are living life differently, women who are doing things different to the norm.
So if you're feeling a little stuck in life or need confidence to make some big changes, then keep listening as we have some brilliant guests.
In this episode, we speak with Daniela Carneiro from Portugal, who left her role as an environmental engineer to follow her passion for surfing and travelling.
So she also set up an amazing business with her partner to combine her two passions. Enjoy her fantastic story.
Hello and welcome to Daniela, who's our latest guest on the Living Life Differently podcast. Daniela, hello, thank you for joining us.
Hi everyone, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure.
So I'm not going to introduce you because I think it'll be really great for our listeners to hear direct from you. So could you tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, how old you are and where you are in the world at the moment?
Yes. So my name is Daniela. I am 37 years old. I'm original from Porto in Portugal. I have the Truck Surf Hotel, which is a hotel on wheels that does trips in Portugal and Morocco. And at the moment, we are located in our private land where we have our workshop to do the truck maintenance and also preparing the next seasons. So soon we'll be on the road again in our nomadic life.
Brilliant. And for anyone that doesn't know about the Truck Surf Hotel, could you tell people what that is and kind of build a picture?
Yes, so the Truck Surf Hotel, it's basically a 14-meter long truck that when it stops, it transforms into a hotel on wheels. So it expands the walls and the ceiling, transforming into a double-decker motorhome. We have rooms for up to 10 guests, the kitchen, living room, toilet. It's a fully equipped truck. And with that truck, we do trips in Portugal along the coast and also in Morocco. So during 1 week, for example, we have an itinerary where we travel along with our guests, stopping in very beautiful places near the beach. And we provide experiences like surfing. We give surf lessons, also yoga, horse riding. We explore a little bit the culture and the nature of each location we travel. And it's a very amazing experience.
I mean, the lifestyle that you describe sounds absolutely fantastic. And we came across you on Instagram and have been following for some time now because we follow various, campervan blogs and people traveling and things like that. And the Truck Surf Hotel came across our Instagram feed and we were like, oh my God, have you seen this? It's absolutely amazing. This truck that turns into a hotel. You can go surfing. It's in Portugal. It blew our minds because we'd never seen anything like this before. Are there truck surf hotels around or is it not that common?
Well, it's that common. Ours, I think it's the only one in the world with this kind of comfort and innovation, and also with the experiences that we provide. There are also other buses and trucks providing also experiences and trips. But yeah, this was a unique structure that we design, and it's amazing. You have to have a look at it to understand what I'm saying, but
yeah. I think you definitely have to see it to kind of believe it, really. And your website is fantastic. Your Instagram is fantastic. So, we'll be sharing the links so that people can go and see this with their own eyes, because it does just blow your mind. We're interested to know, how did you first get the idea for the Truck Surf Hotel?
Well, before the Truck Surf Hotel, I was traveling together with my boyfriend Eduardo in a camper van, which we are passionate about it because we are also surfers, and as surfers, we love to travel and to explore the best waves to surf. So we've been traveling for a few years in our camper in Portugal and also Morocco. And we already had that lifestyle a little bit nomadic. And then Eduardo was always telling me, one day we will live in a truck. One day we will do something different and share this kind of trips with other people. And then at the first time, I was like, okay, living in a truck, it's something totally different. But I was interested to know more about it. And then it told me about this idea of building something that was more comfortable and flexible, also to travel around with groups of 10 persons. And I liked the idea, so we start working on it, and that's how it came to real life. So
Fantastic. So it sounds like it was an idea that kind of grew from your original camper van and surfing lifestyle into something much, much bigger and very different.
Yes, that's correct.
So what camper van were you in before the Truck Surf Hotel? What were you in and traveling around in before?
Well, we had Iveco Daily, like a normal cargo van. And Eduardo is very creative, and he likes building stuff. He's like MacGyver. I call him perfect. He always likes to improve and transform things. So he transformed this camper for us to travel in it. We were spending all of our holidays, at least 1 or 2 months a year, with the van, and just enjoying the trips, meeting lots of people, and doing what we love. Was really amazing.
Oh, fantastic. And yeah, a life on wheels can take you to lots of different places and get you to meet lots of different people, can't it? So how far did you travel in the Iveco? What countries did you go to when you were in the camper van?
Well, we were traveling in Portugal, which is our country, from north to south, and also in Spain. We've been in the north of Spain, and also France and the Netherlands. Then we start going to Morocco, which is one of our favorite countries to travel, especially in the winter, because it's warm and the waves are amazing. The culture is unique. So that was the farthest we went with the van, until Morocco.
Cool. And was that something you were doing whilst you were both working, or were you traveling and financially sustaining your life on the road at the same time?
Yeah, we were working in other. Eduardo was working in a surf camp, and I was a photographer, freelancer. When we started dating, it was 7 years ago. And then we went to the Netherlands, living there for 1 year. Eduardo has been there already for 5 years. So he came back to the Netherlands. I went with him, working in sailing boats, which also inspired a little bit for the Truck Surf Hotel. Not only for the experience of sailing with groups and sharing all the tasks and everything with the guests, but also the way that the boats are built inside. They were very comfortable, with rooms, with the kitchen. Everything was super organized. So it was a bit of our inspiration also in the Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting to hear that, the sailing and boat life has kind of inspired the camper van and truck life, because there's some similarities, aren't there, in terms of trying to cram the living space into a tiny space?
Yes, totally, totally.
Oh.
Yeah, with the boats, and managed to get the knowledge to do the same in the truck. Everything moves a little bit around, and the storage, how we can storage everything in small spaces, but at the same time create areas where people can circulate freely, and not feel like they are inside a truck. That was our main goal, was to feel that they were inside a house, and I think we accomplished that.
Sure, it certainly looks like that from the pictures. It really looks like a really cozy and homely place, but also quite spacious. Yeah, not something that you associate with living in a truck. You know, it looks like you've done a fantastic job. So, before the, campervan life with Eduardo, I read, I think it was either on Instagram or your website, that you a few years back you were working as an environmental engineer. So was that would you kind of say that was your normal life before things went a bit nomadic and with different travels and trips?
Yes, totally. So before, I used to say that I had a different kind of life, a different world. I was a world. So I was an environmental engineer, working in a waste management and recycling company, in the sustainability department. And well, I loved my job. But while I was working, I discovered my passion, which was surfing and photography. And by the time I felt that I needed to be more involved in my two passions, but I didn't have the time. So I had to quit my job to follow what I really like. And I went traveling for 7 months, to amazing countries like Indonesia, Mexico, Brazil, and Hawaii. And I was just working as a freelancer photographer and surfing. So yeah, I started following my passion at that time. And then when I came back from that trip, I could not go back to my old life, to my office life. So I continue pursuing my dreams. And then I met Eduardo, and well, now after that, we both.
The rest is history.
Yes.
So, how old were you when you quit your job as an environmental engineer?
Well, I was 30 years old at that time. Yeah, and I just start feeling that I needed something else. And yeah, it was a big step because at the time Portugal was in crisis. It was not easy to find a job. My family was a bit concerned that I was taking that big step, just to leave my job. But something was telling me inside that I should do it. And I'm a little bit like that. I go with my emotions, but also thinking that it could work, and I was believing on that. So I left my house, I sold my car, I left my job, and I went traveling, and things were just flowing. I was a bit concerned sometimes, but at the time I was finding a way to keep working, to keep earning money, and also enjoying life.
That's brilliant to hear. And it's becoming quite a theme on this podcast. You know, we're speaking to lots of different women at different stages in life who kind of end up, well, following their passion, making big decisions to leave an old lifestyle behind. Mm-hmm. Was that quite a difficult decision for you to leave the job you were in at the time?
Yeah, it was was a bit difficult, mainly because my family was concerned. So I was sometimes listening more what others were thinking about than what I really wanted to do. And as soon I stopped thinking of what other people were thinking about my decisions, and just following what I wanted and what I believed, then it became easier. So yeah, before I was a little bit blocked for a few months, but then I felt, okay, this is it. I really need to do it, and it became easier to do that step.
Okay. So what was it about your kind of past life that you felt wasn't quite working for you? You know, was it the amount of time you were away from, say, surfing? Did you feel that you barely had any free time, or what was it that kind of you weren't settled with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was mainly because I didn't have enough free time to surf and to do what I really like. And I was earning good money. I was being well paid, but at the same time I was spending more money. So I didn't save a lot in the end, because the kind of level of life that I was having was higher. I was spending more. So I thought it's not so worthwhile to be in a job where I cannot do what I really love to do, um, just to pay my accounts. And I can maybe do much better than this, and just to release my dreams and believe in me. So yeah, that was the step to go forward.
Sure. And was there anyone around you at the time that did understand, the decision that you wanted to make? You mentioned family didn't really understand at the time, but did you have other people around you that got it and that supported you in what you wanted to do?
Yes, I have. I had the friends, and I still have them. So my best friends are very supportive on what I do, and they believe. And they were also saying, "Oh, I wish I had the courage." I totally support you, Daniela, because I think it's a good idea for you. So it kind of gave me strength to step forward a little bit. But it's mainly inside of ourselves. If we believe from deep inside, and we do what we like, then it makes it much easier. Not only about what people say, or if the system is prepared for this or not, we will always find a way to make it work.
Sure. I think, the word that you keep coming back to is your passion. And I guess, we all have different passions, and some people are really lucky, aren't they, that their passion is their job, even if that might be in an office Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, but that isn't the life for everybody. So, yeah, I understand that some people might be afraid, might not feel that they have the courage to make a change. What would you say to those people?
Well, if they really feel that they would like to do a change, I will say that for them to believe in themselves first of all, and do what you really like, and you will be good at it. That's what I always think. If you really go for it, if you have focus, if you put your intention in it, then things will flow around. Things will flow, and you will find a way to accomplish your goal. Every life is different, every context is different, and some people have more freedom in the first step to do that. But if you always believe and focus on what you want to do step by step, then you will get there.
Definitely, totally agree with that. And in terms of you deciding to leave work, then did you have a bunch of savings that you could rely on, or did you just quit and then go with what you had and just kind of relied on your freelance photography work then as you went along?
Well, I had a little bit of savings, not a lot, but I could survive for a few months, I could say. I didn't have a lot of savings to, okay, I don't care, I'm just going to spend. No, I just a little bit of savings. Of course, that's also important to give you more confidence. But then if you start talking with people, if you explore and you come out from your comfort zone, you always find a way to keep going and to be closer to what you really like to do.
Yeah, and it's interesting what you said before about, when you had the lifestyle previously working as the environmental engineer, that you were earning good money, but you were also spending more money. Whereas now, I guess things are a little bit different. And do you think you've got a different perception of money from when you left your job then? Do you think you treat money differently?
Yes, I treat a little bit differently because I try not to depend on it as much as possible. It will come if I'm doing what I like and I'm being successful with it. It will come, and I just need enough money to survive. I don't need to be rich or whatever, but to have quality of life, it will come. It will come enough for me to be happy with it. Yes.
Sure. So back when you quit your job, did you ever think that you would end up living and working in the Truck Surf Hotel? Did you ever think that there'd be something like a crazy idea like that in the future?
No, never. Of my ideas for the future, I only knew that I wanted to be surfing more and to have more free time, more quality of life. I never thought that this will be possible either. I got the picture, and we really work towards it until it came true. In the beginning was very difficult because there was no such a thing in Portugal, at least, to make it happen and to build a company that will be legal. So we had to, talk with a lot of people, with the authorities, the government, to understand how we could make this happen with all the insurance, everything that is needed for safety as well. So that was a big challenge to start, but then we managed to find a solution, to find a lot of solutions, and put it together and start. So yeah, it was a big challenge in the beginning.
And how long have you been running the Truck Surf Hotel now? When did you first get up and running with it?
We started in the end of July of 2017. So it's going to be 4 years in July this year. And we started in Portugal at the time. We were just trying out a little bit the truck in the first half year, to see if it needed some adjustments, some improvements. We made lots of partnerships with people that also provide their experiences in each location where we travel. And from there we start going to Morocco, Spain, and Portugal. So we've been in these 3 countries until now, and we hope to travel the world. That's our dream.
Oh, that's great. That was going to be one of our questions. Amy's off with Ollie at the moment, but I know she was keen to know, what your longer term plans are, because, you've got this amazing set of wheels. Do you, I hear that you are intending then to go further afield. What do you have in mind? What's your dream?
Well, for now, with the corona, with the COVID-19, we had to be a bit more reserved in these last years. So we kept staying in Portugal. But now things are, we hope it's going to be better from now. So we will keep traveling in Portugal, and in the winter, hopefully, we'll go to Morocco again. And for the next years, we plan to explore the nature, the culture, and the surf in other countries like Spain, France, maybe the Netherlands. Do other kind of experiences, not only with surf, but also with bicycles, motorbikes, and also events, festivals. Who knows? We hope we'll get there.
And I'm sure you will. And, you know, what you've achieved already just since 2017 is fantastic. And obviously with the pandemic, I guess that's been one of the biggest challenges in this last year. How have you dealt with that? How have you coped with you know, that change in circumstances?
Well, in the first time when it appears, we were still in Morocco. So we were finishing our winter season in Morocco. Was the last week that we were supposed to be there. Then the COVID came. We returned to our country. And it was a bit weird to see all the roads empty, no people outside. So yeah, we wanted to be close to our family, to support as well if anything was needed. And then when things started to reopening slowly, we managed to continue our trips in Portugal, because also we have small groups, and we stay in the middle of nowhere, close to the beach. There's no crowds, no potential threats about COVID, and people really wanted to continue coming, and we managed to continue our trips. Although we reduce the number of guests, because we also want everyone to have their private room, everything is clean and disinfected. We had conditions to continue, so and also because we are flexible, we are not located in the same place all the time. We manage to program our trips and our seasons a little bit according to the limitations. So if we see that some destination it's not going to work because of any limitation, then we go to another location, and we can adjust easily.
That's good to hear that you've got that flexibility. You know, one of the things we were interested to know was how you decide where to park the truck for surf experiences, etc. So do you return to places that you've built relationships with before? Or do you go to new places? Do there tend to be restrictions on where you can park the truck?
Well, in our itineraries in Portugal and Morocco, we normally do the same itineraries in each season, and we already have specific places where we park the truck. Since the beginning, we were only parking where we had the authorization from the local governments, or we do partnerships with private lands, so we already know where to take this big truck. And those places are still available for us to go. So we keep going to the beach when we have the permission to park in specific places, or to farms, to campsites, to private lands. And all of them are really beautiful and relaxing. Amazing.
Oh, that's brilliant. Where are your favourite places in Portugal to park the truck?
Well, I have many of them, but my favorite two, maybe one at the southwest coast in Algarve, in a farm near the beach, where we have like a huge area just for us, and there are cows, a lake, donkeys. So we interact with the animals, and there's a beautiful landscape around. And also in the north, in Maceda, Aveiro, where we park on top of the beach, with a beautiful forest around. Um, Also in Morocco, we always park on top of the beach, and there's a very beautiful place near Agadir, that is called Moknari village. It's a Berber village, also on top of the ocean, and the community welcome us very well, and they are big friends of us, and also a beautiful landscape with mountains behind. So there's many places that I really love.
Oh, well, we're hoping to visit Portugal, well, fingers crossed this year, depending on restrictions. My sister lives in central Portugal, so we intend to go down and see her. Fingers crossed we go down in our camper van and travel through. So depending on where you are, we might come swing by and say hello. Okay,
it will be a pleasure to welcome you. Now Portugal is releasing the measures of lockdown, and from April we will be able to return to kind of normality, because the rates are really low as well. So things are getting eased, and I hope to see you. Let us know when you come, and it will be a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, we will. Just going back to the truck, do both you and Eduardo drive it?
Yes. So at the time, before we had the truck, we were taking the truck license, both of us. But normally Eduardo drives the truck. I prefer, because he's more comfortable with that. And besides the truck, we also have a 9-seat van, where everyone travels. So the truck moves from place to place, from location to location, and I drive the group in our van, following the truck and exploring all the areas around. So we have more flexibility to meet all the spaces and areas and beaches around. But yeah, we both have the truck license.
Oh, that's good. And then at the beginning of the project, when Eduardo it sounds like he was the kind of main pusher of the idea about getting this massive truck and turning it into a hotel. Did you have a business plan around it? Was the truck a big investment? How did that all work out financially?
Yes. So yeah, when Eduardo gave me the idea and we start thinking about it, then we made a business plan to prepare everything. We needed to know exactly what the count and how much we would spend. The investment was pretty big, I can tell you. But he had the project, he designed the truck, and yeah, we put all of our efforts on the investment, and we managed to accomplish. And it was totally worthful, because people are really enjoying coming with us, and we managed to pay off the investment.
Oh, that's great news, because I guess that's one of the biggest worries, isn't it, about starting a new business, investing, using lots of money, and then crossing your fingers to make sure that you get the people in to be able to pay it back.
Yes. And yeah, there's always a risk in our situation. The risk was higher because there was nothing like this. We didn't even knew if it was possible to operate with such a thing. So the risk was pretty high. But since the beginning, we believed that this could work. We already knew what surfers and what people that are learning to surf needed, and this really makes their dreams come true a bit, to travel, able to be in the best places to surf, and also to explore the authentic culture of each place. So we really believe that this will be a success.
Hi, Daniela, it's Amy. I've just managed to sneak back in with Ollie. I've got to ask, what's the best thing about the truck surf hotel lifestyle?
Well, let me say that the first thing that comes to my mind is when we wake up in the middle of nature and are constantly in contact with the outdoors, which is a pleasure and something really beautiful to see the sunrise, the sunsets at the ocean, and also the freedom to travel. We are always in different places almost every day, and to be in a different surrounding, it's like starting a new chapter, a new adventure every day. And it really makes us disconnect with all the problems, all the stressful things that we might have in our lives, and be living just the moment.
I'm so jealous.
It's an amazing experience, and it will be a pleasure to have you with us, really.
Ollie's got a little wetsuit outfit, so by the time we get to visit Portugal, maybe he'll fit into that, and we'll get him on a surfboard. That would be cool. So, Daniela, do you find that the main people that come to use the Truck Surfer Hotel, are they mainly Portuguese, or lots of other different nationalities that travel to see you?
Mainly people from other nationalities. We have a lot of Germans, English, Dutch, Americans, Brazilians, Italians. These are the main countries. Also Switzerland, South Korea. We had people from all over the world. Now with COVID, we are having more Portuguese as well, but mainly from other countries. Sometimes people come alone, and we join solo travelers in the same week, which is very interesting because we share different ideas, different habits, different cultures. It's really a nice connection between everyone. And sometimes they book the whole truck and they come with their friends or with a family. We have lots of families as well. But yeah, we met people from all over the world until today, which
fantastic. And do people, in terms of the facilities in the truck, you mentioned at the beginning, about some of the rooms and kitchen, etc. So is it a self-catering experience, or do you guys cook for the guests on board?
Well, we provide the breakfast every morning, so the breakfast is included in the trips, and because we do everything during the day, so we transport everyone, we do the surf lessons, we guide them to the villages, to the waterfalls, to all the experiences. Then the lunch and dinner. We don't cook normally. Sometimes we do barbecues at the end of the day, which is really nice. The moment of the barbecues, we always do every week, at least one or two. But we have a fully equipped kitchen that people can use to cook their own meals, or we go with them to local restaurants that we can suggest, and sometimes we even order the meals and eat at the truck. So it's a little bit flexible, the lunch and the dinner.
Brilliant. That sounds lovely. And I guess another huge benefit about kind of being mainly based in Portugal or Morocco is the weather, isn't it? You know, I guess surfing and sunshine go hand in hand, but I suppose you've still got the opportunity to be using the Truck Surf Hotel in the winter as well. So I guess it's an all year round business, is it?
All year round. That's what we wanted, because this is, for us, it's work, but it's also our lifestyle. It's a journey that we want to continue doing all year round. And because we are flexible to be here and there, we managed to choose when it's the best time to be in Portugal, when it's the best time to be in Morocco. And that's why we did we plan like this: summer in Portugal, where the weather is nicer and the waves as well, and winter in Morocco, where it's still warm, and the waves are really amazing.
Cool.
Daniela, what does living life differently actually mean to you?
Well, living life differently means living, doing what you really like, even if it doesn't fit what's the normal for everyone, but it fits your normal, your happiness. So
if you could pick up the Truck Surf Hotel today and go and put it anywhere else in the world tomorrow, where would you go with it?
I think Australia.
Oh, cool. Whereabouts?
Well, the west coast of Australia. I would really like. Australia for me is one of the destinies I have in my bucket list. I find nature, everything really beautiful, and I think the truck will fit perfectly in Australia. So
yeah, Australia is so big, you could spend so much time there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So if people wanted to find out more about you, your truck, and the Truck Surf Hotel, where can they find out the information?
Well, we have our website, trucksurfhotel.com, where they can find information, and also the social media, Instagram and Facebook. We are there also as Truck Surf Hotel.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Have any questions, we are always available to reply, and happy to be in contact with everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll put those links in the show notes. And I really I'm sure that when people start to listen to this podcast, if I was listening, I'd be straight on Instagram looking at the pictures, because, when we saw it, we were like, wow, this is so cool. And then to realize that you and Eduardo were, living in it and running the business full time, it was like, wow, what a fantastic lifestyle. We really need to know more about this. So thank you so much for sharing all this information. I really do hope that it inspires other people to think about, perhaps if they're not in a job that they're enjoying at the moment, maybe making some changes, or if they've got a passion and they want to try and turn that into a business. Then you've given some great examples of how you've done it with your life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. And I hope I can pass my inspiration to others. And I'm really happy that you also like to hear about our lives and our way of life.
Thank you, Daniela. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you once again for listening to our podcast. We hope that Daniela's story has made you think about your own life and what might be possible in the future.
I really loved this episode. Like I said in the podcast, we'd seen it on Instagram and had a look at all the pictures and just thought it was amazing. So I think Daniela was a really good fit for our Living Life Differently podcast. And I loved that her passion for surfing and travel was strong enough to kind of draw her into this new life, this new and exciting adventure.
For me, I'm really looking forward to during our travels of Europe, of actually going and meeting these guys and hanging out with them, and obviously having the opportunity to get Ollie on a surfboard will be absolutely incredible. Can't wait.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I think another thing that kind of stood out to me, that kind of resonated with me, was the fact that at the time she was thinking about leaving her job, friends and family didn't quite understand it. And that appears to be a bit of a theme with some of the women we've spoken to already. But that still didn't get in her way. She decided to follow her dreams anyway. So I really loved that.
It's that fear of non-conforming, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's lots of things that might prevent people from taking that leap of faith. The opinions of others, I think, is a strong one, because the voices of others, I think, can have an effect on that own voice in your own head as to what you should be doing and why you should be doing it.
Like when you tell people you live in a static caravan in the garden.
Yeah, we need to talk more about our own experiences, I think. We'll do that another time.
If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be very grateful if you could share it with your friends and family so that we can reach more people with these amazing stories. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss an episode.
You can also follow our own adventures by connecting with our website and social media channels. The links are in the show notes. And also feel free to reach out and say hi. We'd love to know what you think of our podcast so far. We'd love to know a bit about you and also where you're listening from.
That's it for now. Look forward to connecting with you on the next show. Take care and stay safe.